Ram between, G. Ram between.
Let's go, Ramsey! Oh, we gotta go. Let's go.
No! Get up there and jump. Come on, Ramsey, swing. Give him a good one.
Go swing, come on. Ramsey, go!
Over 50% of the women that was enlisted in the Army failed the fitness test. So guess what they did? They just lowered the standards of the test.
Shape up or ship out, taking on new meaning for Army personnel who will now get a break. As far as fitness is concerned, the Army now lowering the physical fitness standard for women and older troops who struggle to pass the yearly test.
It says here more than 7 months after the official launch of the Army Combat Fitness Test, or ACFT, nearly half of female soldiers are still falling short, with enlisted women struggling the most, military.com has learned. The new data again raises questions about whether the Army's attempt to create a fitter force is creating more barriers to success for women. So if a man doesn't meet the standard, he's not fit to be a soldier, but if a woman doesn't meet the standard, you just lower the standard. And if you sitting there thinking to yourself, well, how is that equality? Shut up, bigot.
I am out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you.
We choose truth over facts.
Never go for retard.
Come on, man.
Hey team, it is Kaz from the Trenches with Kaz. If this is your first time here, I am your resident infantry veteran from Australia, representing, I believe, soldiers in arms across the globe. Please put in comments who you are, who you served with proudly, and a little bit of advice in comments for those that are watching. Today's video is about females in infantry, combat corps, armoured corps artillery, and I believe, and I've got the stones to say, that they need to be told no. Take them out. Don't send on a B team. Send the A team onto the pitch. We've got trouble coming our way and we don't know what it's going to look like.
Look,
but our leaders...
There's a reason why 26 of the most physically fit women in the Marine Corps have failed out of this course. That reason is simple. When you put 120 pounds on the back of a woman, she crumbles like a fucking crouton.
Look, one of the top comments even says, I'm a retired woman Marine. He's 100% correct. I was put through men's training in the 80s and 90s. I'm a very physically strong female, but I couldn't keep up to the men's standards.
But our leadership does not have the moral courage to say no. They've cooked the books. It is time for them to stand up. If they don't have moral courage from political pressure coming from the top, then how are they ever going to have physical courage to lead us into and back out of hell?
As a Marine Corps veteran, I could tell you with 100% certainty this is exactly how all of our minds work. Was this some sort of ceremony?
Up at their tiny post, Ryan and his team were being pounded. Almost instantly, every one of them was wounded.
Bro can't even get a medal from the president and keep his face.
So guys and gals, stay with me for the narration of this video through an online narrator. You know, I could have done it myself, but I didn't want the reading to be broken up. So I'll respond in a second video to your comments below. Peace be with you, and let's protect our girls who are volunteers, but sometimes are being misled with a false image to meet a political requirement. That's Kaz from the Trenches, out to you. Subscribe.
Want to get up there, let's go.
Not gonna happen. No, not gonna happen.
Stop hesitating when you come to the wall. Attack the wall. How many times do I have to say it? Go around, just round.
It's not quite what we expect at the moment. Bit painful to watch.
Because it's a fucking waste of time.
Why women should be exempt from conventional Army combat roles. Introduction. We travel at the speed of the slowest and weakest man. Thank you for being here today. The topic I want to discuss is whether women should be exempt from conventional Army combat positions. My position is based on understanding the unique demands of combat roles and the potential implications of including women in these positions, and understand I truly believe this is a leadership or lack of leadership dilemma rather than a male versus female capability debate. Let us start with the role of the infantry that every recipient of the Corps Ps swears and lives by. The role of the infantry, to seek out and close with the enemy, to kill or capture him, to seize and hold ground, to repel attack by day or by night. Regardless of season, weather, or terrain, we will explore physical capabilities, the need for rigorous training standards, the importance of meritocracy, and the financial and mental costs associated with implementing diversity initiatives within the military. Main body. 1. Physical demands of combat roles, rigors of infantry, artillery, and armored corps. The physical demands of these roles cannot be quantified by a simple fitness test. Combat requires endurance, strength, and resilience under conditions that cannot be fully replicated in controlled environments. Incomplete metrics. Fitness tests serve as a litmus test for current physical output, but do not reflect the multifaceted challenges faced in the field. Second, standardization of requirements. Same standards for all. Female candidates should be required to sign on for the same periods as male soldiers and meet identical standards across all metrics in field environments. This includes enduring the same conditions, regardless of gender. Pre-enlistment and basic fitness assessments. Female applicants must meet male standards for pre-enlistment fitness tests and basic fitness assessments designed for their age bracket. This ensures consistency in capability expectations. Hygiene practices. If conditions in certain scenarios mean limited hygiene, e.g., no showers for a month, then all soldiers, regardless of sex, must comply. This fosters equality in the demanding realities of combat. 3. Meritocracy over representation. Promotion criteria. Promotions should be strictly based on meritocracy, not representation. The military must prioritize capability, readiness, and overall performance over agendas focused on diversity or inclusion. Performing as soldiers. It's essential to recognize the role of soldiers, irrespective of gender. If female soldiers do not meet established standards, they should be treated like any other soldier who fails to meet expectations and be released if deemed a liability. Respect for volunteer soldiers. Female soldiers are volunteers and should be treated with the respect that reflects this truth. Meeting the military's diversity goals should not come at the expense of operational effectiveness. 4. Financial costs of diversity initiatives. Taxpayer impact. Implementing diversity and inclusion initiatives can be viewed as a social experiment. The resources devoted to training, adjusting standards, and creating inclusive environments can be significant. Taxpayers bear these costs, which could otherwise be allocated directly to enhancing military readiness and capabilities. Budget allocation. Funds used for diversity initiatives could instead enhance training facilities, equipment, and other critical areas that directly contribute to national security. This raises the question, are we willing to invest in a social agenda at the potential expense of military efficiency? 5th, mental costs on female candidates. Psychological impact. The rigorous demands of military training can take a mental toll on any soldier, but female candidates may face unique pressures upon immersion into this intensive training environment. Confronting realities. The reality of failure, injuries, and the psychological stress of combat training can lead to significant mental health challenges. Female soldiers, especially those who may have entered under the premise of inclusion rather than capability, may struggle to reconcile their performance with expectations. Long-term consequences. The emotional and mental strain of facing setbacks in a challenging environment and the potential stigma associated with failure could deter capable volunteers from pursuing military careers and hinder overall retention rates. 6. Implications for capability. Lack of improvement in capability. The assertion stands that there is not a single combat role wherein female soldiers inherently improve operational capability. This calls for a rigorous assessment of roles and the merit of including women in infantry, artillery, or armored corps positions. Equality in evaluation. Equal evaluations without bias must ensure that all soldiers are qualified to perform their tasks under stress and in high-stakes situations, which is the very essence of military service. 7. Military culture and cohesion. Impact on unit cohesion. A culture that emphasizes equal standards promotes a sense of unity and respect among soldiers. Cohesion can be significantly affected when standards are perceived as being lowered for any group. Integrity of the force. Upholding a culture built on respect for merit and capability fosters trust and integrity within the ranks, which is crucial for mission success. Conclusion. In conclusion, while diversity and inclusion are vital discussions, the operational demands of conventional Army combat roles call for a stricter, more rigorous approach to standards. Ensuring female candidates meet the same standards as their male counterparts in every aspect of military service and training honors the volunteerism of all soldiers and maintains the military's operational standing. We travel at the speed of the slowest and weakest man. Questions for you or those that may want a seat at the table. 1. In a combat situation where every second counts, do you believe that maintaining identical physical and performance standards for all soldiers, regardless of gender, is essential for mission success, or can we afford to have different benchmarks? Dusra, given the rigorous demands of combat roles and what is at stake for the mission result, the unit and the life of the individual, do you think it is fair to place female candidates under different standards than male candidates, or does this compromise the integrity of our military forces and allow those not in harm's way to play God with the lives of those that represent us? 3. Should women be able to continue to serve in main combat roles? If so, why? Thank you, hombres, for your time and adult critical thinking.
So team, that concludes our video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you go to comments and you actually put something in there that is relevant, whether it is a disagreement with what I've said, or whether it be a fix to this solution. What do you think should happen? What did I miss out? Let me know, and thanks for your service in advance. Catch ya.
The dude that played comfortable telling me anything.